NFC divisional playoffs. The San Francisco 49ers coming off their victory over the Dallas Cowboys 23-17. Travel to Green Bay. Green Bay had the bye as the number one seed, so they should be fresh and healthy and ready to go. If you look at the Packers, they should get players back on both sides of the ball, on the defensive secondary and defensive linebackers and offensive line back for this game. But I look at San Francisco, they're beat up on the defensive side of the ball also. Linebackers down, Nick Bosa's out. Possibly he could come back and play. If those two players come back and play and contribute, I think San Francisco has a chance in this game. But Green Bay, the way that they're playing, particularly on the offensive side of the ball with Aaron Rodgers, he just doesn't make mistakes. It just looks like this is an old hat for him. And it almost looks too easy right now for Aaron Rodgers, Coach. I think he's got great running backs in A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones, but Devontae, he's the best. Devontae Adams, I think he's the best wide receiver in football, but we're going to see. This is going to be a great matchup. But, Coach, I know you'd love to be coaching on the sidelines because it's supposed to be like 5 degrees. The wind chill's supposed to be like 15 below.
I tell you what, when you get this far, the weather can't really be a factor. The weather really bothers the people on the sidelines that aren't playing. You're out on the field, as you know, that the adrenaline flows, etc. But let's look at why the Packers are a 65% chance to win this game. Number one, Mark, they've outgained their opposition by over 700 yards. They're plus 13 in giveaway, takeaway. Their defense has given up 4.7 yards per rush, which isn't good against a team like San Francisco. They're very capable of running the football. I think that Aaron Rodgers only thrown 4 interceptions. They're plus 6 in sacks. I'm referring to the Packers again. But Aaron Rodgers is the best I've ever seen, Mark, and I say that sincerely. I'm anxious to see if the Packers win this game and the Bucs do. It will be Aaron Rodgers versus
Brady
Tom
again.
Brady, and let's understand this. Tom Brady has 7 championship rings. Aaron Rodgers only has 1. They haven't had one in over 12 years. I agree with you about Dwight Adams. 1,533 yards, 11 touchdowns, and they've lost some very, very good receivers. But let's not underestimate the 49ers. They've outgained their opponents by over 1,100 yards, Mark. They lost 5 of 6 early in the year. They've won 5 straight. They're playing very, very well. They've thrown 14 interceptions, but the problem on defense, Mark, they only get 9. So I don't think that there's any way possible that the 49ers can get an interception. But I think the 49ers defense is vastly underrated with Joey Bosa and the linebacker. I think that they're quite capable of putting some pressure on Aaron Rodgers, which doesn't happen very often. The problem is they're -4 on turnovers, not because their offense creates a lot of turnovers, but their defense doesn't create many turnovers. I think Samuel is an excellent receiver, Mark. He's caught 1,405 yards, 6 touchdowns, but he's also a fine running back. They put him back there. When you have a great player like Samuel, you say, unless they intercept the snap from center, we're going to find a way to get him the ball. I just think it's going to be 12 degrees at game time, but that's not going to be a factor. I think the Packers prevail in this game 28-23. But the 49ers are not the 49ers it was early in the year. This is a good football team, play with a lot of confidence, and their defense is vastly underrated.
Very physical football team, the 49ers are, particularly on the offensive side of the ball. Devin Campbell, the linebacker for Green Bay, doesn't get a lot of attention because of Aaron Rodgers. 145 tackles, 2 sacks, and 2 interceptions this year. He's going to be instrumental in this game. You want to know why? Because he's going to have to track down Deebo Samuels. Deebo Samuels for the 49ers has been the player on the offensive side of the ball, running the ball, catching the ball, throwing the ball. He's done everything for this offense, a jack of all trades. And last week, again, he had another 100-yard games if you combine his receiving yards and his rushing yards together. He's just one of those players that's just a pure, flat-out football player. And I think he's going to be the key to this football team for the 49ers to keep it close. If the 49ers come in healthy, if Bosa's healthy, if their linebackers are healthy, they've got a chance to keep this close. But with the weather being like it is, Green Bay gets a chance to go outside and practice in it during the week. They'll be a little bit more callous to it. Aaron Rodgers used to it. Green Bay's given 6 in this game. I think I'm going to take Green Bay given the points in this game because I don't know how healthy San Francisco is definitely going to be by game time. So I'm taking the Packers and Aaron Rodgers given the 6, Packers 31, San Francisco 49ers 21.
I think that's a very, very good pick, Mark. But you have an open date, though. We've seen this happen before. Teams that get the open date, they do get healthy, but somehow they lose their mental edge. I don't know whether they go out and try to play defensively, et cetera, but there's no guarantee because you had open date, your football team is going to be real sharp mentally. I'm sure they will because of Aaron Rodgers. You mentioned about Samuels. Yeah, he's outstanding. But if I had my pick, I want Aaron Rodgers. As long as Aaron Rodgers in my huddle, I feel we have a chance. And that's why I'm picking the Packers to win. And I'm really looking forward to Brady versus Aaron Rodgers next week.